Hey everybody, Tyler here. So how am I gonna do this? I want to pace more this video, but none of you guys are gonna get to see my fucking feet because in the last recording you guys saw my feet. So I just want to pace a bit this video because I kind of think better when I'm pacing. Which means unless you guys want to see me pace around my room, you can put this on in the background. It's all cool. Really, what I wanted to talk about was two things. Number one, how I'm doing. Number two, a topic that I was thinking about while thinking about what I'm doing right now, where I'm at. So, for anyone that's curious where I'm at in life right now, it's that I'm in my fourth year of college. I'm about to graduate. I've made a lot of videos talking about how excited I'm going to be when I graduate. But now that it's approaching winter and the winter blues are kind of hitting me, I'm starting to think like it's going to be scary, I guess. It's going to be a bit scary because in like almost less than a month, like in a month and 2 days, I'm out of school. Like I'm almost done, and then after that, the next semester is really chill. It's mainly just post-production work, and then next steps outside of college, and then I'm done. I'm done school. Like I'm done for good, and I can't lie. At first, when I was thinking about it, I was super excited, or I'm still like very excited. I'm still super excited for when I can finally live my life and do what I want. And that's good and all, but at the same time, now it's like I'm gonna live like this. And today was really nice. I woke up, allowed myself some time to walk, stretch, meditated, showered, got ready for today, looking great. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like today, like obviously I can't work toward my fucking YouTube goals or something. But as it stands right now, I've got no fucking direction. Like I'm starting to realize it. Like I have goals like achieving a dream of like a business, of, creating a YouTube channel with some cool ass videos. But as of right now, maybe this is just a product of where I'm at right now with school, but I really don't have I don't have a clear cut plan yet. I have I have A and B, like points A and point B set up, but I don't have the ladder. I don't have what I'm going to do to get there. And I remember talking with someone about it, and they're like, yeah, that's really important. You need to get that down. I think with Geometry Dash, that's a good way of looking at it, is that like, oh, hi everyone. What's your thoughts on the Scout Thursday? It's great. It's great. Let's do it. Anyways, oh my God. Let me put myself on Do Not Disturb, actually. Boom. Do Not Disturb. Anyways, yeah. I have point A and point B, but I don't have the road that stretches between them. And at first, I just let that be something that's going to be found out over time. But I'm starting to get a little nervous about it because I really don't have that plan set up. Like, even for all of this, I never had a plan. I just jumped in and I found my way. And I know what I want to do, and luckily I have a partner that's going to push me to, do that. But I can't lie. Right now, I see the end and I see where I am now, but I don't see the in between. And that's kind of nerve wracking because once I'm out of school, obviously I want to relax. Obviously, I spent my whole life in this thing and I can finally take a break. But that's when the real world hits, and that kind of makes my stomach sink because there's only really three routes. There's only two routes. And it's either I make this thing work or I don't and just live an average life. And I talked to my family about it, and my dad brought up good points that this dream, all these dreams I have right now, will change over time, and I'll still achieve what I want in life, but it'll be different. But at the same time, maybe it is just school, but I haven't had a crazy incentive to build this business yet. This dream that I have, I haven't had like the time nor the reason to do it because it's financially taxing. It's also just, a lot. Right now on top of school, it's going to be a lot. But I can't lie, I can't let this be a dream. I can't just let this be a dream. And based on how I live right now, where it's very balanced, very self-care oriented, it's like, will I let this business prosper? Let's hope to God I do, but at the same time, I need to be realistic and think that, the way I'm living right now isn't representative of the person who would start that business, who would make that YouTube channel work. there are people out there who grinded so hard to make this YouTube thing work. I'm not trying to just make it work right now. I'm just doing this to build the endurance, for the fun of it, because I fucking love YouTube. But at the same time, it's just like, God, my brain just farted. At the same time, it's like, when school's done, I'm gonna have to show myself a different version of me that I've never even seen before. A version of me that's gonna have to focus on one thing and build a regimented schedule and be more rigid. Because, just for some lore, for some Tyler lore, when it was 2021 when I went into computer science, and then I dropped out, and then I went into film. And because I dropped out after the first semester, I had all the spring to do whatever I wanted. And at this time, I was trying to do so much with my life, it was crazy. Like, I'd wake up perfectly at 6 a.m., get home perfectly 8 a.m., which, not 8 a.m., but I get home perfectly 7 a.m., then shower and get ready at 7:30 exactly. At that point, I wasn't journaling, I think. I wasn't journaling at that point. At that point, I think I'd meditate for a half hour. That means 8 a.m. Now I'm eating breakfast. It's like 8:30, 8:40, something like that. And then from there, I was doing one activity an hour. Meaning I would play the drums for an hour, play the piano for an hour, do that for an hour, do this for an hour. And at the time, I was like smoking weed a little. So that was really pushing me and motivating me, surprisingly. But after like a week, I realized how shit that is, and that I need to focus on a few things at once. So at the time, I wanted to be a fucking super successful kid. I wanted to be, a musician, a businessman, a YouTuber, all at once. And I realized I can't do that. Only reason why I bring this up is because it makes me realize that maybe I do have I have a greater chance of making this business work, because if I had the mindset that I could do so many things at once. Oh, on top of that, I was also practicing my singing. Then damn well I can practice and make a business work. But at the same time, I also have to make it work. So I think I'll be fine. I think what this comes down to is just I need to reassure myself. But that comes down to finally what I was trying to talk about this whole video, which is how you want to approach this life or your work ethic. And really, it's not like a country mouse, city mouse kind of deal. So let's describe it like this. Me growing up, especially for like the past 4 years, I've been someone who believed that self-care is equally as important as the work. So to me, if it means I take 4 to 5 hours to get myself ready, get a shower and work out, do what I gotta do to make myself feel good, stretch for 5 minutes, meditate for 10 minutes, I'll do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? I'll journal, pray, read, and then I'll get the work done. So I'm prioritizing that form of self-work or self-care before anything else. But at the same time, it's like, oh, you know what? The music's probably going to get really annoying. Let's switch it up. Yeah, I'm starting to get annoyed with this music. Which one is it? Not that one. That's it. Let's just let it run. But yeah, honestly, I value the balance of self-care and work. But recently, and not even recently, like in the past few years or so, I'd say 3 years, I've been watching a lot of videos of people over the past 3 years talking about, I grinded for a year and I made this happen. And at the time, I'd compare myself a lot to these people because look at them. They're flashy. They got the goods. They got the money. And they're like 18, 19 years old. To me, that shit really got to me. All my real friends know that shit got to me really bad. Really, really fucked with me. God's gonna play in the pool now, so we gotta dodge that. I don't even know. Let's put on something else. I'm so sorry. Let's put on. So sorry. Ooh, that's nice. Anyways, so what happens is I see people who grinded for a year. And then I see someone like myself, and I think, well, I could have made it farther, and I could have gone farther if all I did was just lock in like them and sacrifice. And I really sat down and looked at it. Some idols of mine, like Jay Schlatt, they publicly say it, that they sacrificed romantic partners. They sacrificed a lot to make their dreams come true. But my main question after that was, then now what? They've made it. They spent a few years making it, locking in. Do they still have those friends that they needed? You spent every day working on YouTube. You missed parties. You missed birthday parties. You missed friends. You missed possible girlfriends. You missed life. In the pursuit of your dream, you've missed life. And now what? You're in a place where, like, especially as a YouTuber, and this isn't me getting, like, fucking, like, grilling Jay Schlatt or any other YouTuber or anyone who locks in. It's just, like, a question. Where do you go from there? Once you've achieved what you wanted, how do you insert yourself back into life? Because there's grinding and then there's life. And that's why I want to have a balance of both. If I'm going to pursue this business, I'm still going to go out with my friends once a week. I'm still going to make time for a date with my girlfriend once a week. Either be us working on the business or us going on a nice walk under the snow, like now. That's what I value. But that's my point here. It's that I don't think that there's one particular way to approach your dreams and goals, but I do think that there's multiple. And I feel like for me, I want to be a living representation of the fact that there's different ways to approach this life. You can do it both ways. If I can make $100 million business while still making time to stretch, meditate, drink my coffee in the morning, just live a life, that would be lovely. That would be great. And I think I want to say this now too. I want to live that when I die, I'm not someone who was renowned as the best, let's say, Geometry Dash player, the best YouTuber. I don't want the most subscribers, the most views. I don't want any of that. Because I know the person who did that sacrificed their life. Someone like Steve Jobs regrets the fact that he wasn't able to spend time with his daughter. He missed his daughter's birthdays. You see, someone like fucking Elon Musk, he's completely disregarded from the public eye. He sleeps at the factories of Tesla. Like, he works hard. And you can see that life just isn't on the same level as them. Just life as a concept is past what they are and who they are. And to me, that's so sad. To me, it's sad to think that someone will dedicate themselves to a goal so much that they will lose what's important in life. Next thing you'll ask me, Tyler, what's important in life? Simple. Money's important. Success is important. But really, in the end, it's the friends you make along the way. I don't know how corny that is, but it's literally the friends you make along the way that are important. It's the girlfriend you meet at the cafe one day that's important. It's the 4 years later that you get married with them that's important. It's the moment where you have kids that's important. It's the moment where you go out with your friends and you both trip on like a fucking puddle and laugh at each other. That's what's important. Because I hate to say it, I think I'm coming up with my conclusion now. Extreme grind culture, when you lay on your deathbed, all you'll have is your grind. You won't have the friends you've made. You won't have the girlfriend you had. Like, in the end, you won't have anything. And yes, you'll die a hero to many, but you won't die loved to some. You know, we can say we love The Weeknd. We can say we love these artists, these famous people. And just because they share a certain portion of themselves, we think we know them. But in actuality, if successful people don't take the time for themselves and don't sit down and breathe for 5 minutes, literally 5 years can pass by if you don't sit down and breathe for 5 minutes. That's important to me. Like, to me, what's important in this life, obviously, is getting through school. But when I'm out of school, I want to pump out videos like no tomorrow. I want to grind out a business with my partner. I want to build some amazing Geometry Dash levels. I want to fail at some extremely hard Geometry Dash levels. I want my friends to be inside this exact room screaming at me when I beat one of the hardest extreme demons on the planet. And I could be deemed possibly one of the best players in Canada. I want my friends to be here when I first make my first million. Maybe Nisa's here. Maybe she hugs me and kisses me. I want, when I'm out of here, to go to New York with my partner. Just her and I. And we're just sleeping at a shitty motel with snow falling down and we can see New York City on its fucking island from New Jersey. I want my partner and I to go sledding like we did last year and just look up at the stars and realize that this is my life. Realize that despite all the work, all the money, all the clothes that I could buy, all the muscle, all the accolades, this is my life. Because in all honesty, you really sometimes don't remember the second you hold the medal. What you really remember are the last hour, 10 minutes, half hour, 10 seconds of that journey. When I ran my marathon, right now, I can vividly remember when I grabbed the medal, but that doesn't make me feel as good as remembering the last hour, 2 hours, where I couldn't even run. Where I was fucking limping, where I literally had one leg at a 45 degree angle, and I was walking to the finish line because that's all I could do. What I remember the most is when I literally was about to go walk off the path and say I give up and call my mom to pick me up. I remember that. But the one thing I know I did is I kept going and I managed to complete a marathon with practically no training and still get the medallion. And now here I am. Now I want to go do the Spartan race. Now I want to go do the marathon again. And then another marathon. And then a half Ironman. And then another half Ironman. And then a full Ironman. You understand what I'm saying here? My point here is that in the end of your life, what you'll really remember are the people you made along the way. The moments where it's just you and someone you love. And you just look around and realize that this is a moment in life where you'll never get it back. So you have to cherish every second. My whole point in saying this is that, Jesus, my heart's kind of fluttering right now. That's such a fucking weird term. But in any case, what I've been trying to say this whole video is that you can grind for a year. You can say you've got the car and the money, and trust me, I agree with you. That shit's super cool. Getting a nice car is sick. Getting a fucking nice big house with a huge pool and a hot tub and a backyard big enough to host mosh pits. That's gonna be me, by the way. Something like that is beautiful. And it's great. No, it's great. I don't think it's personally beautiful. I think it's great. But what's really beautiful in life are the people you meet along the way. It's the moments you spend with the people you cherish close with. That's why I'm willing to take another decade if it means I can make it happen. 2 decades, 3 decades. It's never too late. To me, I'll make it happen when I'm 50, 60, 70. If I only spend 1 year of my life at the top, that's okay. 1 day at the top, that's okay. Because if it meant I met 100 amazing people in my life who stayed with me for the rest of my life and stuck with me even through the hardest times, that's enough for me. I'm willing to make it whenever I need to if it means I've made it some beautiful memories. I'm going to share a few that I had. I just mentioned one. Last winter, my partner and I, just on a whim, I think it was after a day of us playing Pokemon Go, it was just a random day. We both just decided to go downtown, get some food, and it was nighttime. And I remember this. This is going to be a memory I remember for the rest of my life. There was a gigantic hill, and we both had circular sleds, and we just both took turns wiping out on this sled. Just like how I did when I was a kid. It was literally like me. I was reclaiming that memory, that moment. And I remember specifically me sitting down on the snow with my arms wide open, legs wide open, and I just stared at the stars and I realized this is my life. This is what I really want. If it means I make the business happen, it's going to be with her. If it means I become an amazing YouTuber, it's going to be with my friends. It made me realize, it took a while, but today it made me realize that that's what really matters. All the success, all the muscle, all the money, it's great, but really in the end, I just want the money to be able to buy me more of those moments. I want the money to provide me enough comfort that I can go with my partner randomly on a trip to Japan. We're running our business. We work ourselves so hard for a month where we can just sit back, relax, and we can go, hey, you want to go on a trip to Japan now? Pokemon Go Wild area comes around. Oh, we didn't buy our tickets? Okay. We can drop like $3,000 on a flight. Let's just go. Make it so freaking easy. One other moment I remember specifically, and I think this is what I'm going to leave you guys with. It's when my partner and I, when Anissa and I went, or actually this requires a bit more like context. When I was in grade 4 till grade 11, I met one friend, which then spiraled into a few other friends, and these were the people I called my friends all throughout school. I basically had no one except these people. And they were alright, I guess. We were all edgy as fuck, but as the years started to go by, specifically one of them became a lot more of a bully towards me, telling me that I wasn't going to do anything with my life. And eventually they would come out, or a mutual friend would come out and tell me that that was their strategy to get me to live a normal life, because he believed he was a lost cause, which is a fucking weird way to put it. But regardless, he started becoming a bully. But even during that time, since he was all I had, I'd spend one whole summer going to Wonderland with him and a friend. Every other day we'd go to Wonderland. And I remember this specifically. This is even more emotionally potent. There was a summer where every single day I had no other friend, so I'd bike all the way from my house, 20 minutes all the way to his house, or it would even be like 30 minutes sometimes, all the way to his house, spend the whole day at his house, and then just go home. Because that's all I had. All I had was him. I had no one else. I was alone. And to be honest, I thought I was just going to die prematurely alone. But here's me now. I have a partner. I have friends that care for me. What's really important to me is that despite everything, despite me wanting to become a weightlifter, want to become an elite fucking endurance athlete, there was an event in Pokemon Go where Shiny Drillbur was available for a short period of time at a greater rate. And I thought, what better place for us to play than the same place I went and hung out with my friend all those years ago. And in that moment, I was able to reclaim that spot. In that moment, all those memories of me having no friends, of me being lonely, being depressed, pretty much wanting to die, I was able to reclaim this area, this moment of my life. And I was able to, despite me having good memories in this area, I was able to replace the majority of the bad memories from this area with one beautiful day where we both looked at the big houses and said to ourselves, that's going to be us. Where we walked along the street, a snowy street, and we just found a Drillbur that was shiny, and we just played together. There was nothing serious, there was no work getting done, but all there was just a genuine connection between someone I love and someone that loves me. And trust me, I have other moments like this too. Like the times I would go with my friends to the zoo and we'd fuck around after. The movie nights this year or gigantic. I'd love to start that over again when we're all out of school. But I think what I'm coming to realize today is that I'm willing to take the slower route in life if it means I get to cherish all this, my friends, and I want to, you know what, I'll round this video up with this. When I was a kid, or when I was younger, when I was in my teenage years, first starting to live this life, starting to get Nintendo Switch games, buying manga, all this shit was new to me. All this shit was fresh to me. I said something, and I made a mission for myself throughout the next decade that was called Operation Best 20s, which was to me basically saying I need to live the best 20s, personally to me, anyone has ever lived. And I'm realizing I'm doing that. Not only am I hustling and working hard and have already achieved some crazy things, I could stop now. I've beaten 5 insane demons in Geometry Dash, which I know is fucking crazy for me to say. But as someone who grew up thinking he could never beat those levels and doing it, I'm a part of the 0.1% of that player base. I'm the 2,000th player ever of that game. And I'm not going to stop. I'm a part of 0.01% of the population who decided to run a marathon with millions of people in Toronto, millions of people in the population of Toronto. Only 7,000 people decided to do that marathon, and I was one of them. I could stop, but despite that, I chose the life which would allow me to have my friends, my partner, and love. And I'll end the video with this. To all my friends, to my partner, to everybody. In 10 years' time, we're going to look back on all this. Hopefully all of us are extremely successful and have achieved our dreams. And we're going to look back on all the beautiful memories we've had. And what in the end we're going to remember are the times that we spent together and the times we cherished each other the most. And you know what? That's answered my question from the beginning. In the end, what it really comes down to is what it really comes down to is this life, you need to cherish who's close to you. You need to cherish those that are close to you because you never know, something may happen. The grind isn't worth it. The grind just isn't worth it. Because what do you have left after? You ditched everything for one particular thing, and once that's done, what's next? Yeah, you can continue, but is it really worth it? Because personally, to me, I think what's worth it is cherishing those that are close to you. That's really how I feel. I'm glad to have everybody around me, and I hope the people that are closest to me end up watching this video and enjoying it. In any case, I love you guys. You already know the videos come out every 3 days. You already know the deal, like pickle. Like, comment, subscribe, all that nonsense. I love y'all. Peace out.